Hello! Today I'm going to film a random makeup look. And also, I've realized that I've missed a detail that might be important, which is to actually introduce myself and say, hello, my name is... Hi, my name is what? God, I'm such an old lady. Wow! So hello, my name is Louise. Ta-da! Hello. Anywho, so I was going to randomly generate 5 eyeshadows from my single eyeshadow collection and slap them on my face. What I've also been doing lately is randomly generating my blushes, because in September, I randomly generated which highlighters to use so that I would actually cycle through all my highlighters. And then I realized I wanted to do the same thing with my blushes. So today I randomly generated what blush to use and also what highlighter to use. So I figured, why not also randomly generate what lipstick to use? It could go either way, like either it's gonna be really fun and, you know, end up being a good look, or I'm gonna have to work more to really make sure that everything works well together. I'm pretty convinced that it's not impossible. I could be extremely naive, but I'm hopeful. I will not be randomly choosing my bronzer though. I think that if I randomly generate a bronzer, it could throw the whole thing off. I've randomly generated my blush, which is this one from Makeup Store. It's the color Must Have. It looks like this. It's a really nice peachy pink. And the highlighter I generated was this one from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics, their Holy Glow Volume 2. And it's the color Champagne Fizz. It's this one. Let me swatch it for you. Ooh, it's so pretty. And they really work well together. I'm using my computer to randomly generate again. And today I'm only using colors from my single shadows, which means I have to put in number 1 to 56. So let's generate 51. And number 51 is NYX Sweet Tooth. NYX Sweet Tooth is from the Advent calendar from a few years back. Looks like this. That's a nice shimmer. Oh, I'm not disappointed. Next color to generate. 35. 35 is from Makeup Store, and it's the color Punch, which is this one. There we have that one. And then we'll have number 10. That is, okay, in my book I've written Lancome Taupe No Name. Looks like this. It's like a taupe, a sheeny taupe. It's pretty. That was the third color. Let's do number 4 is number 31. Ooh, oh no. This is a really pretty color, but it's one of the colors that I find difficult to use. It's Makeup Store Tuck, I think, or Touch, T-U-C-H. It looks like a blue, but it has a duochrome shift. It shifts like between a blue and a brown. Very, very cool color. It's the kind of color that I always want to put all over my eyes, and then I'm like, wait, that what? No, that's not working. And then the final color is, oh yay, it's 56, that's the last one. And it's my most recent acquisition, the one that I got for free at my pharmacy. Wait. This one from the Swedish brand Idun Minerals, or Idun, anyway, Idun. And it's in the color Aclea, which looks like this. Ooh, this one is also a pretty color. I'm gonna swatch it next to the first one. Okie dokes, so that's the Aclea color. This is an interesting color palette. These 3 that I have closest to my wrist are very similar in tone. The Tuck shade or Touch is beautiful, but I do wonder how it'll end up looking on the eye. Yeah, I will consider this for a bit, but I will also randomly generate my lip look. My lip colors, I've counted them. I have 135 lip products, so that's glosses, liquid lipsticks, and bullet lipsticks. Let's just enter number 1 to 135. Number 2, okay. Number 2 is, it's a liquid lip. It's a brown liquid lip. Hold please. It's a brown liquid lip. It's a very dark liquid lip. There we go. I think this could have potential to be a really cool look. I also feel like everything works pretty well together. Yeah. Oh, fun. Okay, I will use my brain a bit, and then we'll see what I do. Okay, so I think I will be embarking into some kind of halo eye. I don't usually do halo eyes, but I feel like if I put the taupey one from Lancome outside, and then I have Tuck on the inside, and then I have this one from Makeup Store, the color Punch, in the middle, and top that with the glitter shade, and on the inner corner I have the color Eclea. Yes. Let's get cracking. So I've primed my face. I'm a little worried that there might be a lot of fallout. I'll try to avoid it as much as possible. And I also saw this tip from, I think it was the makeup artist Robert Welsh here on YouTube. He's so good at makeup. Who gave the tip of removing fallout with the help of primer. And it's so smart. Because I've always thought about that. Like, oh, when you remove your fallout, then you use a makeup wipe, and then you have to redo everything. But if you use your primer... Anyway, so I'm going to start with priming my eyes. I'm going to use the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. That's a mouthful. The angle might have changed a little bit now because my husband called and I'm filming this on my phone. So he's buying food. Or actually he's buying lördagsgodis. Honestly, the roots of the concept of lördagsgodis, which means Saturday candy, are not the most ethical. In a video, I can discuss how the Swedish concept of Saturday candy, lördagsgodis, has unethical roots due to the experiments called Vipeholmsexperimenten, which means the experiments of Vipeholm. It's a long thing to talk about, and it's very interesting. It's incredibly sad, and it's one of the many horrible things in medicine that have contributed to the development of ethical guidelines and rules surrounding experiments. You need a good balance of frivolity and gravity in your life. So we've just discussed something grave, something serious, the Vipeholm's experiments. And now we will move on to the frivolous side, which is makeup. We all need frivolity sometimes. So I've primed my eyes using the Smashbox primer. I'm going to take this Lancome color first and just apply it on the very outer and the very inner corners. So I'm just gonna apply it here, just a very light wash. It's not a wash, it's like very deliberate placement, but the color won't be very dark. Okay, there we have that one. I'm going to just wet my brush a little bit, a smaller brush, to apply the tuck color. You know, I want it to pick up as much color as possible. Okay, just applying that pretty close to the inner corner. I have slightly wrinkly eyelids. I mean, I am 37. So that was the placement of the tuck shade. It always ends up looking a bit... Now let's use the color Punch from Makeup Store. I'm taking another very flat brush. This is from the Naked 2 palette by Urban Decay. Oftentimes I feel like brushes included in palettes get a very bad rap, and I honestly don't mind them most of the time, but it could have something to do with the fact that I'm not a makeup artist. So I don't use my brushes as often, and I'm not as reliant on them for my job, for my daily livelihood. So I feel like brushes that come with palettes are often fine for me, as the happy amateur that I am. So I'm placing this color between the tuck shade. So now I'm gonna pack on the shade Sweet Tooth from NYX. I'm going to wet my brush just to make sure that it will actually stay on my lid. Ooh, that's a pretty color. And I think I'm going to pack that over the transition between the tuck shade and the punch shade. I'll scooch a little bit closer, but this is what we're looking like so far. So I feel like I might have lost a little bit of the tuck shade, so I'm going to intensify that one. Okay, they are relatives, my eyes. They are related, possibly related by blood. Ah, they look fine. That looks fine. Now I'm going to connect the two areas with tuck over the top of the orange shades. Very lightly, mainly just so that they're connected. And then I'm going to lightly blend that out with the taupe shade from Lancome. So let's try to blend, and it's a shimmer in the crease, but you know. Okie dokes. There we go. I think I need more glitter. There, that's as good as I'm gonna get it. Now to kind of replicate this on the lower lash line, starting with tuck, just here and here. And I'm okay with this being pretty far down because I'm gonna clean up the lower lash line soon. Let's take the punch shade again and apply it here. Now let's take a little bit of the Sweet Tooth shade pat it on. Blendy, blendy, blendy. I'm just gonna clean up the lower lash line and the fallout. So there we are, cleaned up. I look a little bit red because that's what happens when you touch your face. You increase blood flow. Increased blood flow means that there's more blood under your skin, meaning that it will look red. Some people's faces are redder than others. Some people are very sensitive, and that's fine. We are all lovely and different, and it would suck if we were all the same. So I realized I forgot to tell you what I'm using. I'm using my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer in the color C2. I'm using it pretty much all over my face. Now I'm adding some of my RMS Beauty Uncover Up in the color 00. Where's the cap? Oh, here. This one from my Project Pan. I know I'm using too much, okay? Don't come for me, or come for me. It's okay, we can have a proper debate. We can have a discussion in the comments. I've used a lot of product, but I feel like it, you know? Some days you just feel like it, and I'm just tapping it out with a Real Techniques sponge, which I have applied moisture to. Don't forget your ears. I always forget my ears. Tap, 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 tap. Base, down. So for highlighter, I randomly generated this color, Champagne Fizz, which is a beautiful color. It's slightly dark for me, so I have to have a light hand, and I'm applying it using my Bdellium Tools 941 tapered highlighting brush. I really like this brush. I like the feel of it. It's very swooshy. Just a little bit of highlighter, a little bit on the nose, a little bit on the bridge of the nose, a little bit on the forehead, like so, a little bit on the top of the lip, a little more, a little bit on the chin, a little bit on the jawline, a little more. There we go. I have a small mirror right next to you, so that's why I keep glancing there to make sure that it looks fine from a distance. Now, the bronzer of choice, I'm going to use my Isadora Face Sculptor in the color 03 Nude, going into the contour and the bronzer with my Lyco powder brush, starting by stamping it. I find personally that it's easier to go in and swish it around a bit. Then I don't run the risk of getting a lot of product caught in the foundation, which is still wet, because I typically don't set my foundations as I have pretty dry skin. And as a final face product, I'm going to use my Makeup Store blush in the color Must Have, and I'm going to apply my blush with an XO Beauty, what does it say? Some kind of tulip brush. So just here, a little bit up on the nose, blending it all over. My husband's home with food or with candy. Both. No, mainly candy. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that Lancome color again, the taupe one, with a Real Techniques domed shadow brush, and I'm just going to apply it on the lower lash line. So I applied the Lancome taupe shade a little bit beneath the lash line. I'm going to apply this beautiful Eclea color as an inner corner highlight. I will also put it on my brow bone. I'm going to apply some liquid liner as a wing. Okie doke, so I have applied my liners, and on my upper lash line, I used the Paul & Joe liner. I think it's just called that liner, liquid eyeliner. It's a very good liner, but it's kind of, the tip is getting a bit more frayed because it's a brush tip. This kind of brush, like a proper paintbrush brush. For the tip of my wing, I used my newest addition in my liner collection, which is the Nabla Serial Liner. These two liners are very good. I would highly recommend them. So now I'm going to use my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the color Dark Brown. I just want like a little shadow. There we are. The brush I used for that is an H&M brush. It's called an eye and brow brush. It came from a little kit. It's very pretty. It's very glittery. So that's nice. Then I'm going to do my mascara and curl my lashes. I usually try to wait a bit after applying eyeliner. Sometimes I feel like the eyelash curler will lift off the eyeliner, which is sad because then I have to redo my liner and it's more difficult to reach once my lashes are curled. And the mascara I'm using is the Sport Waterproof Mascara from Ico. There we are, just a little bit on my lower lash line. I'm not much of a lower lash line mascara person. Not sure why, but it's never really been my thing. Okay, so the face and the eyes are done. Now let's see how the application of Downtown Beauty from NYX, how that goes. Ooh, sometimes that's really ticklish. Ah, there we are. Again, that was Downtown Beauty from the NYX Liquid Suede. So now it would be time for the mandatory narcissistic montage, as Christine from Simply Nailogical would put it. So, food is frying. I will go eat it and reapply my lipstick after eating the food. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat now and stop talking because I'm just talking and talking, and that's, you can't just keep talking.